Welcome back to another video, and today's video is going to be about why Canada sucks for car enthusiasts like me. If you like motorsports, vehicles, bikes, any sort of motorsports, I do believe that Canada kind of isn't the best country to practice those hobbies. So, first point, car prices here have gone through the roof with inflation, with taxes that we are charged on the vehicles, and with just the dealers gouging the customers. And I'll explain to you guys quickly about why that matters. After COVID, I've noticed that a lot of, I guess you could say, cars have gone to the States. And the reason why is because their dollar is strong. So guess who suffers? Us. And what happens is we end up paying taxes on a vehicle that we buy new. We end up paying taxes again on a vehicle that we purchased used. So that concept to me is kind of confusing. Second thing is we have luxury tax now. And luxury tax is over a certain price. So if your vehicle crosses that price, it will be taxed at a higher rate. Now, that just came to effect recently, but I do believe that this will make a huge impact on car prices. And the reason why is because the affordability in this country has gone down quite a bit. Inflation is through the roof. So people have less money to spend. So I don't know which clientele these cars are being sold to, but from the last 2 or 3 months of me shopping around, what I've noticed is that this country is just not built to provide, you could say, the proper mechanisms for people to actually enjoy their hobbies. That's just the reality of it. I love the country. I'm from here, but as a car enthusiast, it sucks. So in comparison to the States, which is our bordering country, the other thing that we get gouged on here is our insurance. And I'll just quickly go into why I think insurance here is kind of a scam compared to the States. Insurance is very necessary for vehicles that you're financing or at a high price because, again, if something happens, you're covered. But in the States, or even other provinces actually, like outside of Ontario, you can buy an umbrella policy, meaning if you have 5 vehicles and you enjoy all 5, but you're the sole driver, you will be paying a smaller premium because the insurance company has common sense that you can only drive 1 car at a time. So this law, for me, seems reasonable for somebody who will write on paper that these are my cars, I will drive them. But no, for me, for example, I have to insure this R8. I have to insure my Volkswagen Tiguan. I have to insure my C63, the M4. So I have to pay separate rates. Now, insurance-wise, motorcycles, completely outrageous. They just, compared to the States, are astronomical rates of what you will get at the same age, same profile, and same experience. So insurance is definitely one of the big hurdles in the car community here. Another fact about the car community, or being a car lover, motorcycle lover, if you're in the automotive space here, or the automotive as an automotive enthusiast, is that cops just simply don't like us. And before anybody here tells me, no, you must be doing this, you must be doing that, I'll give you a couple of examples. I've been to some events out in California, New York, Florida, and the treatment that officers give car enthusiasts for their Sunday drives, their charity shows, whatnot, is amazing. And now I'm not saying every cop does this, but majority of cops don't understand the culture here. So that leads me into why they give us trouble. Modifications, rims, If you're too low, or if you own a 4x4 and your tires are poking out too much, that's a problem. As I had a Jeep, the tires were out a little bit from factory. They didn't have mud guards, got a ticket. Front plate tickets. They go after you for front plate tickets like they're just hounding down on that simply. Motorcycles, they go after exhausts, or they go after plates. But truthfully speaking, 99.9% of the time, a cop doesn't have to go after that person. I get the 1% that is overly excessive, like if you're hiding a plate, or your car is dangerous or whatnot. But as a car enthusiast, as an automotive enthusiast, I can tell you one thing: we keep our vehicles in more of a working order than people here driving with rust holes, rims almost about to fall off, cracked windshields, and they never seem to get pulled over. So I've seen a lot of people get hassled through the last few years because they get profiled, and that's just the truth. And it seems to be a Canadian thing. And in America, I know it exists in certain states, but here they kind of just target you depending on the vehicle. If the vehicle is bright and flashy, you will get targeted. I was pulled over in this R8 by two officers going down a street, a main road. They simply pulled me over because they profiled me as a young gentleman driving the car. They wanted to ask me questions that had nothing to do with the car. They more so, what do you do? Who are you? Where are you? Why are you here in this city, etc. And in that case, I actually didn't give the cop any answers. But I learned that day that the hassle that the cops are giving you is because they're also profiling you. Now, if you're young, you're driving an expensive vehicle. If you are young and driving a modified vehicle, if you have a loud exhaust, they will target you. And the events here seem to be all getting canceled because, first of all, there are some players that just don't understand, like some people that do cause a ruckus. But 90% of people here do not cause a ruckus. They want to go to an event, and that community is disappearing. I feel as if growing up here, we had amazing events, amazing time hosting events, no revving, no backfires or whatever you call that these days. And we were able to get together as a car community and actually enjoy our Sunday drives. The last couple of years, especially from the COVID highlighted time, there's been major cancellations of events, major backlash against car enthusiasts. And honestly, it's the irresponsible people causing the issue. So you're not going to see people that are actual car enthusiasts be out doing takeovers. That's little kids. That's its own little thing. But now everybody gets crumpled into one, you could say, small category, and it reflects bad on everybody. Same with motorcycles. 95% of the people I ride with, I know, they ride really, really easy, chill. And then you always have the 1%, obviously riding the way they want to ride, aggressively, weaving through traffic. I understand that. That's what they want to do. But you can't segment everybody into one group because, the 1%, 2% are doing that. So I hope that's a message to the people, to make sure that you guys are not only impacting your own community, but you're also impacting a community that loves cars, bikes, automotive stuff, because it's a sort of a therapy. It's sort of a passion that allows us to feel, I guess you could say, connected to other people. And when we destroy that, we destroy a community, and you don't want to do that, right? So I truly believe that Canada is capable of hosting some really good shows. And guess what? They do, but they're all private. Why? Because private shows are easier to manage. And then you get people complaining why they're not notified or told about rallies or whatnot, because the ruckus gets created, and then the actual event organizer has to deal with the mess. Winter. As a car enthusiast, especially a motorcycle enthusiast, you can get away with a car, but with a motorcycle, you really can't. So winter definitely makes being a car enthusiast in Canada difficult. It allows people with trucks and SUVs to rain on the road. Just kidding. But as a avid winter lover. I love winter. I hate it as a car enthusiast and a motorcycle enthusiast because you can't take out your sports cars. If you do, some people choose to, no problem. You got to have winter tires because summer tires get too cold and all of a sudden you're sliding into a ditch and then, being on 6 bus. The other thing is damage to the vehicle. So salt here is really abrasive. It causes a lot of problems with the underside of the vehicle. And the problem with the winter salt for sports cars is, yes, I hear that, oh, I have an aluminum chassis, whatnot. I understand, but it's the bolts, the nuts, the salt getting stuck in crevices that really creates a big problem. So winter is definitely a hurdle. I think if you have full PPF on your car or a partial PPF on the front, you can get away with it, but just be ready for some damage in winter. States that are, you could say, warmer, West Coast or a little bit south, they get to enjoy their cars full year round. So I'm super jealous about that. Winter over here also causes another issue. When you create a plan to store your car, you don't think about the fact that look, you could top up your gas, put the fuel stabilizer. But I truly believe cars are meant to be driven. And I think from personal experience with all my vehicles, this is why I drive the M4 and the C63. They're driven in the winter as much as they can on dry days. I truly believe that cars that are, you could say high performance, they need to be driven on a daily basis, at least or once or twice a week, because the most problems I've ever had with cars is when cars have stood too long. So I don't mean start it up and warm it up. I think everything needs to be turning. The oils need to be kind of running through the system. The fluids need to be activated. The AC compressor needs to be going. The seals won't wear out. So there's a reason why I didn't drive this car this year. And the reason why is because I didn't have the winter tires this year. So what I did was I picked up an OEM set of winter tires. Rims, and put tires on there. But truly speaking, this car I've driven 99% of the time. We do get casual snowstorm here and there. Then you park it away in the garage till the roads are cleared. Now, if you're outside the city, I understand it is very difficult, but I truly believe in the city. Look, we tend to think about vehicles in a way where we're emotionally connected to them, and I completely understand that. But these things, they need to be driven. And the second thing is that they will outlast us regardless. So that's the way I think about it. And that's the way I prep myself for winter. You got to wash your car often. So if the temperature is above 0 degrees Celsius, you give your car a little bath, quickly just rinse off any salt on the underneath. You can go through the touchless car washes or get a detail. And I think you should be okay. The car still will outlast you most of the time. So that is the plan for the R8. If I don't let it go, is put some winter tires on the stock rims and start driving it again in the winter, because I think being parked as well in the winter creates, you could say, boredom for car enthusiasts. So what can you really do, right, if you can't go for a drive or whatnot on a nice day? So that's definitely a big thing. Another thing that winter creates here hassle for people that are car enthusiasts or automotive enthusiasts is that the roads are really bad. And what happens with the roads is that potholes are created, tires are shredded, tires and rims are bent. Wives don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they take the car, they'll go bang up your rim, and then all of a sudden, you can't say anything. So it can happen, but it can happen actually to anybody. The wife's thing was just a joke. Hopefully no wife is watching this. But if you want to keep your prized possessions looking nice, I do believe that you should still take out your car once a week just for a quick spin, get the operating temperature up as much as possible as you can. It keeps the sensors and the seals going. Besides that, as a car enthusiast, I think that Canada overall doesn't really cater due to the population, but the people that are in the automotive space here, the people that are car or bike enthusiasts here, they're amazing people. And I love going to events and meeting every single one of you, talking to every one of you. We've been in this car community in North Face Rally for the last 8 to 10 years, and it's been an amazing time. I want to give back to you guys with these videos. So this is the purpose of creating these videos, just talking about my opinions of certain things. And hopefully you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll get more content out. It is almost going to be time for bike season soon, so we'll get some content for that. Super excited, biker at heart. Cars, I have a lot of stuff planned for the R8. In the next video, or maybe the video after, I'll be putting stock rims back on. It'll be getting unmodified. Peace.